Making your WordPress site SEO friendly is easier than ever with RankMath. Though we provide one of the most comprehensive suite of SEO tools, every default setting in the plugin is set according to best practices. So most of the time, RankMath is a plug and play solution, but it is not perfect for every scenario, and that's why I'm here to guide you through it. I'm going to walk you through step by step making a completely new WordPress site SEO friendly in the most efficient way possible, and also to show you how to migrate from other SEO plugin to RankMath. I know your time is valuable, so let's get into it. Hey, it's Jack from RankMath, the one WordPress SEO plugin that constantly strives to provide you with the fastest and the most cutting-edge SEO tools, and this channel is all about helping you grow your search traffic. So if you're new to us, consider subscribing. Alright, assuming you have just set up your WordPress website, you have just bought the RankMath Pro plugin, but you haven't installed anything on your site yet. Here's the first step. Okay, before we get into a tutorial, there are two plugins you need to install if you have RankMath Pro. One is the free version and the other is the Pro version. The Pro version is built on top of the free plugin, so you can't have the Pro version without the free plugin installed. Having said that, if you download and install just the Pro plugin, the free version will automatically be installed as well. I'll show you how to install RankMath both ways, as well as migrating from other SEO plugins to RankMath. But the first thing you need to do is to log into your RankMath account. Simply go to rankmath.com. At the top menu, click on My Account. If you don't have a RankMath account yet, you want to click on Register Now or register with one of these accounts. If you have an account like I do, you want to log into it. Now, we understand you might have multiple RankMath accounts, so you want to log into the correct account right now before installing RankMath so that the connection with your site will be seamless and accurate. You don't want your site to be connected to an unintended account. Alright, so when you are in the account, you will see all the available downloads. But if you don't have the Pro version yet, you will see something like this. Now, I want to connect this website to the account. And to check if a site is connected to the account, you can click on the Websites tab. As you can see, there is no website connected to the account. So if you have RankMath Pro, you want to download the Pro plugin from your dashboard, and you will see that the plugin file is downloaded to your computer. But if you don't have the Pro version, that's totally fine. I'll walk you through the next step, which is to log into your site's WordPress backend. So this is the site, and this is the URL. In most cases, all you need to do is to hit /wp-admin right behind your website's URL. And as you hit enter, here's where you can log into your site. Some of you might find logging in through your web hosting more comfortable, but either way, it will get you here. Let's check out the plugins that are installed on this site. Let's visit plugins and install plugins. As you can see, I have another SEO plugin installed on this site, and I want to migrate it to RankMath. You do not want to deactivate or do anything to this current plugin just yet. You want to keep this plugin activated while you install RankMath. To do that, since we are already on the Plugins tab, you want to click on Add New Plugin. If you don't have the Pro plugin, you want to search for RankMath on the search bar, and you want to install and activate the plugin. Once the plugin is activated, you will see something like this. Now, if you have the Pro plugin file downloaded on your computer, then instead of searching for the plugin, you want to click on Upload Plugin. Select the file you have just downloaded and install it, and activate the plugin. Once activated, if you do not see the same page as the free plugin earlier, then click on RankMath SEO and you will see the same page where it will prompt you to connect to your RankMath account. Just click on Connect Your Account, and since you are already logged into the correct account earlier, all you need to do is to activate the plugin. And once your site is connected to RankMath, you will be brought to the setup wizard. Now, before we go through the setup wizard, I want to show you what is happening in the backend. I also want to show you how to connect your site with another RankMath account in case you figure you have connected to the wrong account. So bear with me if you're following along. Now, remember we have uploaded only the Pro plugin and we have yet to install the free plugin. Let's hover over plugins and check out the installed plugins. Both plugins are installed, because this is done by default when you install the Pro plugin. And when you visit your RankMath account, click on Websites, and you will see your site connected to it. Alright, here's the scenario. You have multiple RankMath accounts, and this is not the correct account your site should be connected with. What do? You don't need to click on the disconnect here. Instead, go to your site, hover to Rank Math SEO, visit the dashboard, click on the Help tab. Let me expand this to show you what's happening in the back end. On your site, you want to disconnect the site with the account that is currently connected to. As soon as you have done that, check out the account backend. Let's refresh this page. The site will now be disconnected as well. At any one point in time, your website should only be connected to one RankMath account. So this is how we manage it for you. Now back to your site, you want to connect it again with another account. So let's assume that this is not the right account. You want to click on Login here, and you want to log into the right account. As you activate it, your site is now connected to another account. It's that simple. And now let's go back to the setup wizard. To quickly set up your sites for SEO, it is best to go through our setup wizard. Now, in case you do not see this setup wizard like I've shown you earlier, don't worry. Hover to Rank Math SEO, visit the dashboard, and you will see the setup wizard here. Click on it, and you are right back where we left off. Now, you'll be presented with 3 options. If you just want to quickly and easily get your site SEO friendly without the hassle of understanding what each available setting does, you leave us in charge of the settings. All the default settings are according to the best SEO practices anyway. Then select the easy mode. We will have another video talking about the advanced mode. Now, let's proceed to the next step. So if you have an existing SEO plugin, the next step will be for you to migrate all the data from your previous SEO plugin to RankMath. As you can see, RankMath will detect the SEO plugin you are currently using, so it is important that you keep it activated when installing RankMath. Click on the down arrow to expand the options. We would recommend that you keep everything checked so that all data will be migrated to RankMath. As you click on Start Import, all the data will now be migrated to RankMath. It is just that simple. Alright, it is done. Let's go to the next step. Here is where you will provide search engines with information about your site. Let's talk about the first field. This is something most get confused with, since we have 7 options for you to choose from. There are basically 2 categories. Is your site a personal site? If it is, these are the options you can choose. Or is it a site for business? For which you will choose either one of these options. Now, even if you are starting a personal brand website, which might seem like a personal blog, but you have created an LLC or a private limited company for it, in that case, you should be selecting one of the business options. You should select one of the personal options if your site is for non-profit purposes. For example, to showcase the work you have done. In that case, you should be selecting the personal portfolio option. If it is for you to write a diary or a personal journal, select personal blog. And for any other personal reasons for you to own the website, you would choose other personal site. Now, what if it is an affiliate website or a niche site where you intend to profit from the site? Now, even if you haven't started your LLC or your company, you should select the community blog or news site option, because when you are making substantial profit from your site, it will make sense for you to start a company for the site. You see, when you select one of the business options, you will see an additional field. This is for you to select the schema or markup for your site. I will talk about this in a while. Now, if your site is for a local business, you want to select the small business site option. But if you think your business is a big business, then select the other business sites option. And if your site is an e-commerce site with no physical location, you want to select web shop. So I hope this clears all your doubts. You don't need to spend so much time on this. Now, let's talk about the schema options. Schema is basically the language that search engines understand. Just like how you understand English, search engines understand schema. So if you have selected one of the business options, the next field is for you to tell search engines what exactly your website is about. Are you an airline company, an educational organization like the university, high school, middle school, etc., a government organization? And then if you are a local business, You can find one of these options to let search engines know what type of local business your site is about. There are over 190 different types of local businesses you can choose from. But to simplify it for people who run an e-commerce store with no physical location, a news site or an affiliate site, you want to just select either the organization or the corporation option. Simple as that. Next, the website name. This is to tell search engines the name of your website. For example, if we search for RankMath on Google, this RankMath right above the URL is where search engines will display the name of your website. I will show you where search engines will get this information in a while. So whatever name you want search engines to display, you want to add it here. Then the alternate name, if any. For example, the alternate name for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is TMNT. The Central Provident Fund Board of Singapore is CPF. So on the search engines, if you search for CPF and you are in Singapore, the CPF board site will appear. But if you don't have an alternate name, leave it empty. Next, the person organization name. This is where you will enter the name you wish to feature in Google's knowledge panel. We will automatically write this for you as you type in your website name. But here's how the knowledge panel will look like. If we search for WordPress on Google, you will see this large panel on the right. This is what we call the knowledge panel. Not every business will earn this, but if your business earns this, what you add to the field will reflect here on the knowledge panel. So it is up to you what you want to add to this field. And then logo for Google. Now the search engines love squared images. For example, on the knowledge panel again, if your site ever earned this knowledge panel, Google will use the image you have provided in this field. And even if you search for something like best speed optimization plugins and you visit the related searches section, if your business is ever featured here, Google will use the squared image you have provided in the field. If you provide an image that is not squared, it will look weird on the search engines, so you know what to do. Next is the default social share image. You know, when someone or you share a blog post from your site on a social platform, it will usually have a featured image of the blog post. But in case there is no social image, featured image or images on this page, that is where the social platform will get the default image you add in this field. I hope this is easy for you to understand. Just upload an image with this dimension and it will look good on social platforms. And once we are done with all these fields here, let's go to the next step. Now with this step, a lot of things will happen in the background. If you have not set up your Google Search Console and verify your site with it, this simple step will do that for you without touching any codes or adding any plugins for that purpose. Everything will be seamless, even creating and submitting an XML sitemap to the Search Console. I'll show you how it works. As you can see here, these are the benefits of following through this step. Let's click on Connect Google Services. Here's the important part. You may have many different Google accounts. So please select the Google account where you want to set up a Google Search Console for this site. For me, it will be this. Now before anything else, check this out. We are at the Google Search Console and I've logged in with the same Google account I am connecting the site with. If I click on Add Property, you will see no website is connected to the Search Console. We will visit this again after going through the process. Now, another important thing for you is to check all these boxes, especially if you want RankMath's analytics module to work properly on your site. This will give us access to your site's data from your Search Console and analytics, and we will use the data to organize and present useful information in our analytics module. If you want to understand more about what we offer in the analytics module, you can check out this video right here. We have left a link in the description as well. And don't worry, even though we have access to your data, what we do is to get the data from your Search Console and analytics and store them on your server. We don't even look, let alone do something with it. So for us to do our jobs properly, check all these boxes and click on Continue. Give it a while, and as soon as you see your site's URL here, it means that your site is connected and verified with the Search Console. Let's visit the Search Console again, refresh the page, click on Search Property, and you will see that your site is now verified with it. And the amazing thing is, if you have selected the easy mode earlier, as you click on the Sitemaps tab, you will see that an XML sitemap is submitted automatically. How cool is that? But if you were to use the advanced mode, you have to go to the next step of the setup wizard before the sitemap will be submitted for you automatically. You don't have to lift a finger or do anything. One simple connection and everything is done for you. And the best part, whenever you add, remove or update a post, RankMath will automatically ping or notify the Search Console for you. Which means you never have to go to the sitemap settings. This is the XML sitemap index for your site, by the way. This is the post sitemap link. This is the page sitemap link, and they can be found in your sitemap index. This is the link you will usually submit to the Google Search Console. So with our automated setup, you don't have to copy this link, go to your Google Search Console, and submit it manually. We eliminate all these mundane tasks. Alright, back to the setup wizard. Similarly, if you don't see anything here, my Google account already have an analytics account. But if you don't see anything here, what you want to do is to create an analytics account. Go to this page, make sure that you're logged into the correct Google account on your browser, and you want to click on this. And here you can create an analytics account for this Google account. So let's say we create this as RankMath Demo. You can read this on your own and see if it is appropriate for you. Click on Next, give your property a name, add in the time zone and currency. This is for you to track your site's data based on your time zone. And then click Next. Fill in this short survey. Choose your business objective. And now let's create the account. Make sure that you select the country you are residing in. And check this. And now your analytics account is ready. Let's go back to your setup wizard, reconnect your account. And now you will see your analytics account here. Select the property. If you want an additional property, you can click on this to create another, as long as your account is set up. Now, one thing to highlight is that if your site is a local business and you only want the data from a specific country to be displayed in RankMath's analytics module, you want to select the appropriate country here. Now this, if you were to go through the normal route to connect your site with Google Analytics, you will need to get a set of codes from Google Analytics and place it on your site. But for us, we have this option. Just toggle this on and a code will be added to your site, which means your site is now connected to your Google Analytics. Make sure you are not using any other theme or plugin that provides this functionality. Now, if I were you, I would toggle all these options on. This is for the privacy of your site's visitors. Google Analytics will set the last part of your visitors' IP addresses to 0. So this protects your site's visitors' privacy. This is for better site speed. And this is to exclude your own login from Google Analytics data so that the data would not be skewed. And then if the connected Google account has an active AdSense, you can sync the data here as well so that on the Analytics module, it will show you how much it has earned based on a specific time frame. And if you want RankMath to email an SEO report to you that looks like this, you can toggle this on and add your email address here. Let's save and continue, and we are basically done with the setup wizard. Let's return to the dashboard. Now, if you have selected one of the business options earlier, the local SEO module will automatically be turned on, and you will be led to this page to provide more information. But before we talk about the settings here, if you have just migrated to RankMath, let's go to the installed plugins page and check it out. The previous SEO plugin is automatically deactivated by us. And since the data is already migrated, you can now safely delete it. Cool. Now let's talk about the local SEO settings. Well, if you run a local business, maybe you have a restaurant, a locksmith, a barbershop, or any business that has a physical address, this step will be helpful for you. But let's first address the other groups such as bloggers, affiliate marketers, e-commerce, dropshippers, or any business that does not require a physical location. You see, as you scroll down, these are the fields you have completed through the setup wizard. But from here on, like the address, the opening hours, phone number, price range, Google Maps, and all these, they are not applicable to you. So in that scenario, what you want to do is to hover over RankMath SEO, visit the dashboard, and toggle this local SEO module off. And when you visit the titles and meta again, under local SEO, you will not see those additional fields. You are done with the basic setup if you don't have a physical address, but there is more to cover, such as where to add the information for this, and many others, so feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps in the description. For now, if you own a local business, this section is for you. Alright, let me turn on the local SEO module again, visit its settings, and let's go down to this. Now, this feature is for RankMath Pro users. If you have a business with multiple locations, for example, you have multiple restaurants in Singapore, or with different addresses, you can turn this on. And as soon as you have done that, there will be many more options appearing. I don't want to go too deep into this because it would take up a lot of time to explain. So if you want to understand more about how to use RankMath SEO for multiple locations, you can check out this video right here. For now, I'll just run through those single location fields quickly. Alright, for the email field, this should be the email address your customers can reach you. And then for these address fields, maybe you have a registered business address that is different from your operational address. Let's say that you have engaged a PO box to receive mails, but the place where you operate your business and where your customers can visit has a different address. You want to use the address where your customers can find you, not your PO box or others. Let's say that I run a restaurant in this address. Then next is the address format. The format is different for every country, so you know better. For Singapore, it is the third option. Next, we have talked about the business type. Since I assume that I own a restaurant, I will search for the right schema. This way, the search engines will know that my business is a restaurant. And then the opening hours. This should be rather straightforward. Let's say that my restaurant do not open on Mondays. I'll just remove it. And let's say that on each day, I have 2 opening hours, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. I'll just work on Tuesday as an example. I will turn this into Tuesday, this to Wednesday, doing the same for other days. We can add more time as well. You get the idea. The first opening hours are from 11 AM to 2 PM, and the second opening hours are from 5 PM to 11 PM. You can do the same for the others, but I'll just leave it as this, since this is an example. Following that, it is the opening hours. You see, Google uses the 12-hour format as well, so it will make sense to follow them, but it is totally up to you. Next, for the phone number, you see on the knowledge panel of this restaurant, Pasta Brava, it displays the phone number. This is the field for you to add the phone number where your customers can contact you. You can add multiple numbers if you have them. For my case, this is going to be for reservations, and I'll add the number here. Don't call this number, this is just some random numbers, okay? Now, on another restaurant's knowledge panel, you see this dollar signs? This is an indication of whether it is a high-class restaurant or a common dining restaurant. $1 sign means it is cheap, $2 sign signifies average pricing, and $3 signs indicate that your restaurant is expensive. The same goes if this is for a product or service. If your country do not use dollars, you can add a currency sign that makes sense, for example the euro dollar. You can also add a price range as well, such as $60 to $150. It is totally fine to leave it empty if you are not comfortable with showing the price. Now, to get the Google Maps API, all you need to do is to click on this link and follow through the process. We will not go deep into this. For the geo coordinates, go to Google Maps, search for your address. Let's assume that this is where my business operates. All you need to do is to right-click on the map where the location is. This is the geo coordinates. Click to copy, and now you can paste it to this field. Simple as that. Okay, for the About and Contact page. Since this is a new site, we don't have those pages yet. So if you are in the same situation as me, hover to Pages and add a new page. Now, some of you may be confused about the differences between the posts and the pages. A page is for things that are static, such as your contact page, about page, sales page, pricing page, promotional page, etc. Things that directly relate to your business. And posts are more for blog content that is regularly updated and aims to rank for searchable keywords. So for the About Us and Contact Us page, I'll add a new page. Let's name this as About Us. I'm not going to talk about the content of this page. You can describe your business accordingly. I will publish this page. Then back to WordPress, I'll add another page, name it as Contact Us. You can add your contact details and maybe a contact form. I'll publish this page. And back to the local business settings. Let's save changes. Refresh the page. Now in the About and Contact page fields, you can search for those pages you have created and select them. Let's save changes. And we are done with the local SEO settings. Now let me talk about one of the most important things when setting up a new website. Now this section is not part of RankMath but more on WordPress in general, and it is a rather important thing to look out for when setting up your site for SEO, so I will cover it anyway. When you first install WordPress on your site, if you visit the settings and permalinks, you will see that the default link structure is set to this, with the date and the name of your post. I personally do not like this permalink structure. I'll either choose the post name option, where your links will look like this. This is a very clean option. Or I will customize it to have a category before the name of the post, which will make your link structure look like this, where this is the category and this is the name of the post. Alright, now this is for the base permalink structure. The rest is to customize the link structure of your category and tag pages, as well as for the product permalinks if you have installed WooCommerce on your site. I don't want to go too deep into the rest because we have covered this entire section on another video, which you can check out right here. If you visit the link in the description, it will bring you to the exact timestamps of the video. Now, I want to show you where to input the information about your site, so when someone searches for it, they will see this. You see, for RankMath, it has the site name, dash, and the tagline as best free WordPress SEO tools in 2023. Where do Google and other search engines get this information from your site? On WordPress, if you go to Settings and General, you will see the first two fields, the site title and tagline. That's where search engines get their information from. So if we replicate it, it will be RankMath in the site title and best free WordPress SEO tools in 2023 in the tagline. When it comes to 2024, you need to remember to update this. Now there's another option that will help you update the year automatically. For demonstration's sake, let's amend this to 2022 and save changes. Let's visit the current homepage. Let's check its source code, Ctrl or Command F, and search for title. And over here, you will see the title and tagline with the year 2022. To automatically change the year in the meta title, there are two ways, but I'll start with our recommended first. The first method starts with creating a new page to replace your homepage. Unless you already have an existing homepage, then you'll want to edit that page. Let's name this as Home. Click on the RankMath tab and Edit Snippet. This is where you can change the SEO title and description of the page. You see, by default, all these variables are added for you. Let me open another screen to show you where these default settings are coming from. Under RankMath SEO, under Titles and Meta, you see in the global meta, it is showing a dash. If you don't like the dash, you can change it to something else that will make your site title and tagline look like this. But what we are looking for is the page's post type, because we have just created a page. You see the single page title and all these variables. What you change in these titles and meta settings will be the default for all pages. The same goes for posts. So feel free to change the settings for your convenience. But note that any changes to the meta title and description on the page itself will supersede the default settings. So let's put our focus back onto the page. We want RankMath at the start, a dash, then best free WordPress SEO tools in, and then because we want a dynamic year, hit space, click this arrow down, search for year, select this, and right now it is in 2023. When next year comes, this will automatically be turned to 2024. And then if you want to adjust the SEO description of your homepage, you can do so in the description field. Cool, let's publish this page. There's one more step. Go back to WordPress, under Settings and Reading. You want to turn your homepage display as a static page. And you want to select the page you have just created as the homepage. Save changes. Now visit the live page. Check out the source code. Search for title. And now right over here, instead of 2022, we are seeing 2023 now. This means that the meta title and description you add to your homepage will now supersede the information you add in the WordPress general settings. Now, the other method is meant for you if you want the Blogroll to be your homepage instead. Such as in the reading settings, you want your latest post to be shown on a homepage instead. If this is the case, to change the meta title, hover to Rank Math, visit the titles and meta settings. Under homepage, you see you need to change the reading settings to your latest post and save changes before the homepage settings will be available. From here, you can do the same. Change the meta title to Rank Math - Best Free WordPress SEO Tools in space and find the year variable. You can add the homepage meta description here as well. So these are the two methods to customize the meta title of your homepage with a dynamic year or variable. Now, you can't decide what site links to have for your sites. Search engines will award them on their discretion, but what you can do is to influence them. Now, let's think logically. For a SaaS company like RankMath, it is very common for people to visit the pricing page to get the service. So naturally, when Google and other search engines understand that your site is a SaaS company, they will want to have the pricing page as one of the site links. But the question is, how do search engines know that your website is from a SaaS company? Believe it or not, we have already covered some of them, which is to add relevant schema markups and submit an XML sitemap. The next thing we can do is to have important pages directly linked from the homepage. For example, if you Google RankMath, you see we have this simple pricing plans, but if you visit our homepage and you search for simple pricing plan, you will not find any matching words. So where do Google find this? It is through the pricing page right here. But on a homepage, the pricing page is linked from one of the menu items. You can also find a link to the pricing page through several buttons on a page. So the more a page is linked from your home page, it gives an indication to the search engines that the page is important to your business. And people who visit RankMath and they are considering the pro version of it will definitely want to know the difference between the free and the pro version. That's why there is a site link for that purpose here. And this page is linked from the home page as well, right at the footer of the site. As I've said earlier, Google will decide what is logical to be displayed as a site link based on many factors. They could analyze the traffic flow of your site, what pages are visited most from your homepage, and many other factors. What you can do is to influence it based on your internal links and the elements you put on your homepage and the menu. For a service-based website, it is logical to have the Contact Us page as the site link, but if it is not there, it either means Google does not understand what your site is about, or you did not have a direct link from the homepage to your Contact Us page. So to influence the site links, let's recap. Add relevant schema markups and submit an XML sitemap, as we have done in the setup wizard. Add relevant links to important pages on your menu, links on your homepage as well as in the footer. The rest is for Google and other search engines to decide. When you search for anything, you see this small image right beside the site name and the URL. This is the favicon you add to the site. And if you neglect this, it displays a default WordPress logo or a globe. What would your site visitors think of your site before they even enter it? It is not a good impression, right? So adding a favicon to your site depends on the WordPress theme you use. Some themes will allow you to add the favicon in their theme customization, so you may want to check with your theme developer on how to add a favicon to your site. But I want to show you a trick, just in case you have no option to add a favicon. Just go to any pages of your site. Let me push the browser down so you can see the favicon. As you can see right now, it is the default globe. So on a WordPress editor, on any pages, you want to add a block. Search for site logo, add this to the page, upload an image, and on the block setting, you want to make sure that this use as site icon option is toggled on. As you update this page, a favicon, as you can see from the browser tab here, will be added for you. And even if you remove this block and update it, it is gone from the home page. The favicon still sticks. But in any case, add a favicon through your theme. That will be the most ideal. What I've just shown you is suitable for full site editing themes and is not tested on any other themes. So check with your theme developer and add that favicon. Now, just take note that when you use the easy mode in the setup wizard, you will not have the option to automate the image alt text. This means whenever you add an image to your post or page, you need to make sure that you visit the image setting and manually add the alt text. This will be automated if you use the advanced mode of RankMath, but we will cover all the advanced settings in another video. This is just about the only thing you need to do if you are using the easy mode of RankMath. Now, what we have shared up to this point is to get your overall site SEO friendly. And now you want to make sure that every page or post you publish, they must be optimized for search engines as well. On every page or post, whenever you have written content on it, you want to make sure that you add a keyword you want the page to rank for. Following that, you want to optimize the page for all these checks. This will ensure that your page is search engine friendly. It is scored out of 100, but any score above 80 will be considered SEO friendly. If you want to understand more about each of the SEO checks we have, you want to check out this video right here. The same link is in the description. And then for you to have the highest chance of ranking for a particular keyword, you may want to use the research feature from Content AI to research your topic. The research feature will scrape the web, analyze all the top ranking articles, and it will provide you with smart suggestions to optimize your content. You'll be scored out of 100 as well. Just try your best to optimize for all these suggestions. I would say any score above 60 for the research feature is a good score. We have another video that will show you how to optimize your article for the Content AI research feature. You can check it out right here or visit the link in the description. So the score on the SEO analysis will tell you if your page is SEO friendly, and the score on the Content AI research feature will give you an indication of how well your article is optimized for that topic. And then the next thing you can optimize is how your page or post will appear on social platforms. On the RankMath tab, click on the social tab, and here you can edit how your page or post looks when it is shared on Facebook and Twitter or X. You can add the image based on these recommended dimensions, and you can craft your own title and description. You can even ask Content AI to craft it for you, like this. Let's use it, and this is how it will look on Facebook and Twitter or X. And finally, the important thing which is done for you in the background is the schema markup of the page. On the third tab, you see by default the article schema is added for you, which will be enough if this is an article. If you want to change the default schema for all your posts, let me open up another tab under RankMath SEO and titles and meta. Under the post type, the default schema type is set to article. You can change to any of these if you want to. But by default, these are the settings that follow best SEO practices. Anyway, if you want to customize the schema markup of this individual page, for example, if this page is a recipe, then you want to click on Schema Generator and select the appropriate schema type. Fill in all the necessary information and add it to the page. The free version of RankMath only allows for one schema type per page or post. So if you add any other schema markup, for example earlier I've added the recipe schema, it will replace the article schema if it is in the free version of RankMath. But if you have the pro version, like in this case, you can add as many schema types as long as they make sense. So these are the things to look out for to get your sites search engine friendly. I'm using the easy mode so that everything is seamless, but if you want to understand more about the advanced mode, then we will have another video that talks about them soon on our channel. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe to us. And how about a thumbs up for this video? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great journey with us, because SEO is ever changing and we are here to guide you through it. This is Jack from RankMath. You are awesome. I'll see you soon.